Tribune Company, who had brought me on to do the Al Capone's Vault and offered me $25,000. Remember, my nut was $50,000. They offered me 25. I said, if you give me 50,000, I'll come do it, because that's just enough to pay for 1 month's expenses. So that's what I got paid for the Al Capone's Vault story. But they had brought me, and they had done such a good job syndicating. Their idea was to do more specials and to do a pilot for a daytime talk show. At that time, you had Donahue and Oprah, and they said there's room for another one. And I did the pilot, I did the specials. The specials continued to rate, not at the historic levels of Al Capone's Vaults, but we made plenty of money doing it. And the really greased the skids for the launch of the daytime show. Now that Anderson's doing, kind of following in my footsteps, I'm remembering back to the dawn of my daytime show. And started it in 1987. Right. It's funny that we just, we did the Oprah, there's pictures there, the Oprah reunion show of all the old talk show hosts last year. And as I explained to her on the air, as I said on the air, Donahue was brilliant because he was the first one to believe that the people who watch television in the daytime, largely housewives, had a brain. That you could do a show that had some intellectual aspect to it. I mean, to have fun and confrontation and silliness and all the rest, but Donahue was the first one. And Oprah was the first one to look like the audience, the daytime audience. I mean, it was brilliant. I mean, she was, a representative of, going back to the Eyewitness News days, it was the same idea. Right. People could relate to Oprah because she was so empathetic, and, she had had such a rough beginning, and she made so much of herself. So, they had those two. And what I brought, and what I said at the time, as I recall, was I brought a reporter sensibility to it. So we did a lot of stories that later I would do in some of the other contexts, and some of the broader, more news-like contexts. I would use a lot of them on my syndicated specials that I did, and later a lot of them on Rivera Live when I started the cable show on CNBC. Right. But that's what I tried to bring to it. I tried to be a reporter as well as remembering some of the more flamboyant aspects of Goodnight America that made it entertaining.